What is going on, guys? Welcome back for another moto vlog. It has been a real long time since I've made a video on the Triumph Daytona. I know I've been deprived of riding it, and I know you guys have probably been kind of sick and tired of the quad videos, and this car is going so slow. What are you doing, buddy? Like, let's get a move on. 25? Really? Like, let's speed it up a little bit. Oh my god, now he's getting in this lane. Ugh. But the truth is, it has been unbelievably hot here. It's been like 95, 100 degrees for the last week, solid week, and I have not been out riding the motorcycle just because it's unbearable. Like, riding the quad is just honestly a little bit easier, and it doesn't get as hot as this motorcycle. It's like 85 degrees right now even, and that clock's actually an hour behind. It's 8 o'clock, still 85 degrees. It's just not really fun riding motorcycle when it's this hot out. Oh my god, it's this slug bug again. This guy needs to learn how to actually drive the speed limit. Whoa, jeez. Hit like a giant bump there. So most of you guys probably already read the title of the video, but what I want to talk to you guys about today is about buying salvage, or actually rebuilt motorcycles. So something that might come as a surprise to probably most of you on the channel. I know I've mentioned it in a couple previous videos that I first put out on the channel probably more than a year ago, but this motorcycle is actually a rebuilt motorcycle. What I want to talk to you guys about in today's video is whether or not you should consider buying a rebuilt or salvage motorcycle, whether or not it's a good idea. I absolutely hate sitting in traffic when it's this hot, and this chick is looking at me. Thank the Lord. Oh my god. Oh, that wind feels so good. So first off, I kind of want to define the difference between a salvage motorcycle and a rebuilt motorcycle. And the first thing I want to mention about buying something that is a salvage title or a rebuilt title is that laws differ state to state. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be talking about the state of South Dakota. And in South Dakota, basically you only need a rebuilt rebuilt titles only apply to vehicles that are 10 years old and newer. So a vehicle that is, 2018, if a vehicle is 2008 and newer, it can have a rebuilt title. Any vehicle older than 2008 would not be eligible for getting a rebuilt title, or basically you don't need a rebuilt title. So that being said, laws in your state could differ pretty drastically. I'm not really sure about, the laws in every other state, but I know that, like in California, for example, I can almost guarantee you that the laws there are much different than in South Dakota. Another thing I want to mention is no matter if you're buying a salvage or rebuilt title, what you have to realize is that that vehicle has been declared as basically being unfixable by the insurance company, meaning that it will cost more to fix the motorcycle, to return it to, ideal condition or the condition it was in before the crash or whatever, than it would cost to, than it's worth, basically. I have just been getting terrible luck today with getting stuck behind slow cars. Like, unbelievably terrible luck. So next, let's just quickly touch on what buying a rebuilt motorcycle means. That's what I bought. When you buy a rebuilt motorcycle, all that means is your vehicle is less than 10 years old. Well, of course, in my state. And what that means is someone has bought a salvage motorcycle and replaced the necessary parts and taken it to the state to have a vehicle inspection done to get it certified or approved for a rebuilt title. And really all that means is basically the vehicle is roadworthy. So as you can guess, that doesn't always mean the motorcycle has been, you know, fixed properly. It doesn't mean they used OEM parts. It doesn't mean that, you know, the engine's good. It doesn't mean the frame's not bent. They don't really inspect the vehicle fully, obviously. They don't inspect it mechanically necessarily. They just inspect it to make sure that it's roadworthy. I do have a couple specific tips for any of you guys thinking about buying something salvage or rebuilt. The first tip I have for you guys is you have to spend honestly at least 5 times as much time inspecting the bike as you would with any normal motorcycle. And you should spend that time inspecting the frame and suspension, because obviously any crash, you know, whether it hitting a curb, a guardrail, whatever, that's going to have a significant impact on the frame. You need to be checking, especially near where the forks meet, you know, the rest of the frame, right in this area and under. You need to be checking for cracks, like hairline cracks, of course if anything's bent, stuff like that. Another thing you'll want to check is your bike's plastics. You know, are they OEM? Has the bike been repainted? My Triumph Daytona has actually been repainted, or rather powder coated black. This bike was actually red from the factory. Another thing you're going to want to really inspect are the wheels of your bike and tires, I guess. It kind of goes along with, you know, the frame and suspension, but you know, the rims do tell a story. When I hit that rock on this bike, it bent the rims. So, you know, I'm a nice guy and I'm an honest guy, so I'm going to disclose that to the next buyer, you know, whenever I sell this bike. And by far the best tip I have for anyone thinking about buying a salvage or rebuilt bike is test drive the crap out of it. You'll be able to feel if your forks are bent, because the bike will pull to the left or right. It just won't handle correctly, and you'll be able to tell that with the test drive. So make sure you test drive it, shift through all the gears, make sure everything rides straight, make sure you know, it corners well, everything like that. So finally I want to answer the question, is it a good idea or should you buy a salvage or rebuilt motorcycle? And the answer is, of course, it depends. In my opinion, it depends on 2 things. It depends on, 1, your mechanical ability and your ability to fix something if you know, something's broken on your motorcycle. And 2, it depends on what condition you bought the bike in. Of course, if a bike has a, you know, cracked frame, bent frame, you know, that's probably not a good idea to buy that particular motorcycle. But in my case, I got a great deal on this bike, and I have moderate to good mechanical knowledge and abilities, so I was able to, you know, fix the couple problems that my motorcycle had, and it's turned out to be a great bike. You know, I'm going on 6,000 miles that I put on this bike. Has 16,000 on the odometer and still running just as strong as the day I got it. The last thing that I want to mention about buying a salvage or rebuilt bike is the fact that it's very risky. I want everyone watching this video, if you're going to buy salvage or rebuilt, be prepared to, you know, just expect the unexpected. I'll just put it that way, because there's going to be some things that you just can't see. And there's internal stuff that you're just not going to be able to spot. In my case, I actually had a few of my stator wires shorting out, which basically didn't allow my rectifier to charge my battery. So, you know, my battery would only last 20 minutes until I found out, you know, that's what was actually causing it. Not to mention my rusty gas tank. You know, that probably wasn't due to the rebuilt title, but, you know, I didn't expect that my motorcycle would have a rusty gas tank on it. So that's going to be the end of today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing me back on the Daytona for a change. I know I've been riding the quad a lot lately. Probably going to ride the quad next week just because it is so dang hot and it's not very enjoyable to ride a motorcycle when it's this hot. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button below, and I will see you guys next Saturday for another video. Oh, what I would give to run through those sprinklers right now. I'm so hot.